Welcome to the EagleEyes Excluded Zone and Saving Configuration Tip video. We're going to show you how to do those settings today. To start with, you can see I've got this black desktop. If you'd like to learn how to do that, you can watch our black background tip video to eliminate distractions from your desktop. The excluded zones are used when we're playing an activity that's less than full screen. So here's an activity that when it pops up is smaller than full screen. So we want to do several things. We want to eliminate the distractions on for perhaps a website. Maybe there's advertisements in the sidebar or other distractions. And then with the excluded zones, we want to keep the user's cursor within the activity itself so that they can't access anything outside of the activity. We don't want them to accidentally close the window or access something else. So the first thing we're going to do is minimize the window, and then we can come down to a corner and click and drag the window so that the only thing showing is the activity itself. Once we have that set in, we want to take the window and drag it into the center of the screen so that the user will have a full range of motion while they're using it. Next, we bring up our EagleEyes software and we're going to set in our excluded zones. Now we're going to start out with about a 20% today. Now these settings are going to depend on your screen size. If you have a more square screen or rectangular screen, then that's going to change these settings. So as you use these excluded zones, you'll get a feel for about what percentage to set in to initially test this. Come back to our activity. We're going to turn on the EagleEyes console now, and using the horizontal and vertical offset sliders, we're going to test our range of motion here to see where the excluded zones are set in. So you can see there the cursor on the left, there's the bottom, up to the top, and that's actually almost perfect. We just need to drag our window up a little bit to keep that cursor within it. And then we're going to test our left, and then we're going to bring that cursor over to the right. And you can see that we're just a little bit wide on our left to right. So we're going to come back over to mouse control, back into our EagleEyes software, and I'm going to increase that to about a 22% on each side on the horizontal. And then we needed to just drag our window up a little bit for our vertical. Turn back on the EagleEyes console, and we can see our cursor there. We'll test it up and down, and that now keeps us right within our window. And we'll test it left to right, and you can see all we need to do is just drag our window over a little bit. So I'm just going to click and drag my window to the left a little bit, and that puts us right in. So that setting is good on the excluded zones. Now we're going to save this configuration. A configuration is all of the settings in the EagleEyes software. So if this activity required a mouse click, we could turn on the mouse click, set in a dwell and recovery time or radius, and save that as part of this. As the user becomes more proficient, maybe you need to update the dwell or recovery time. You can do that and just resave that activity. So we're going to come up to File, Save Configuration As, and it brings up our window for us to save those. Now if you're using this with just one user, you can save all your configurations right here. But if you're using your system with multiple users, you can create a folder for each user by right-click, select New Folder, and we can create a new one. So let's say we're working with Jeff. So there's Jeff's folder now. We can open up his folder, and we're going to save this game. It's Planet Heroes. Save, and now that configuration is saved in there for the next time that we want to use it. Now we just talked about that a minute ago. You can see here, oh, I actually don't need mouse clicks for this game, so I actually set in that configuration wrong. Not a problem. I can come back into Save Configuration As, open up Jeff's folder, and select Planet Heroes and just resave that right on top of it. So now the next time we want to play, we can come in and open Config, open up Jeff's folder, and select Planet Heroes, and automatically our configurations, our excluded zones are set in, and we're ready to play. Now we recommend that when you are setting in these excluded zones, that maybe do it while the user's not connected. If you have some spare time, pull up the activities that they like to play and figure out those excluded zones to give yourself time to get them set in correctly and everything set up. If you have other tips and tricks for us, please send them over to us. We'd love to make videos to help other users, and thank you for watching this video.